Okay, so these lights, they're on a string and they will be about here when we're done. But we can put them up and down for when crews come in here just out of our way. So the lighting isn't exactly the best right now, but so right now we're just putting in a tray. So this will into the house. So this will stop your chick from falling through small at the beginning. So they will pretty much stay here. I shouldn't say they'll fall through, but it gives them a chance they can just feel it out, and they can, instead of falling through, they can let their foot, do one of these and be right over top of it without getting stuck, because we don't want that. Everything we can do to make our baby chicks thrive is good, because they're expensive. I don't want them dying. Okay, I don't like that. That's not what we're doing here. We're growing them. We're not trying to hurt them. So we take a few extra measures, when they're just day olds. So we'll just walk through the barn and keep putting these in, and then we're gonna come back through and we're gonna put a tray and we're gonna put feed on that tray. Okay, that's just gonna go on there, and that will help them get started too. I mean, they're gonna have access to the trough at all times, but if we have something right in here, they can walk over it. We're also going to put feed right on top of the paper. Like I said, everything you can do to help that baby chick right off the hop is beneficial. So this is a lot of work putting all these papers and trays in here, but it has to be done. So let's keep at it. So yeah, so while we're in here, so we've watched this. I didn't get a lot of video of us watching it, just a quick little bit of my brother doing it. But it's a lot of work. Why we do that, I've said in previous videos, it's about disinfecting this barn, and it's all about the baby chick. We don't want her to die, we don't want her to catch disease, so it's got totally disinfected. I've put a different video out earlier on if you want to go watch that. It's us washing the barn and pretty much saying exactly what I'm saying again, but I can't stress it enough. Nobody cares more about our birds than us. Okay, so, and I've also explained why we're not growing them on our floor, because that floor can be cold, okay? Number two, there can be disease on that floor. All right, that's why. So these are fresh clothes, brand new. I just put them on this morning and I'm walking in here, okay? It's hot in here, that's why I'm not wearing coveralls. So we do a different method. There's a washing machine and dryer over there. That's what we're using in this barn. When I go to the layer barns, we're putting on gear, we're putting on coveralls, we're putting on, I'm wearing different shoes in here too, okay? There's a pair of shoes that only stay in here, and that's just part of our biosecurity. Anyways, we're gonna keep putting these papers, and we'll get trays, and we'll get feed in here next. Chickens are coming tomorrow. Okay, so we're only gonna keep these in their house for 2-3 days, okay? Then they get pulled out. They're cardboard. The trays that we're going to put in there too are cardboard. These are all biodegradable, so they actually just get thrown right into our dry manure storage and mixed in, and there will be nothing left. They decompose quite nicely. It's all about the environment too. Yep, we're getting her warm in here. A lot nicer working in here today. It's pretty cold outside. There we are. They're getting shipped today. Gray Ridge. They're here twice a week. They're going to actually they'll get graded, then they go to the store. But like I said, we'll get into it. So this is the Fiat. This is normally my hired hand, Mike. He drives it back and forth from the layer barn to the home farm every day. We bought it because it looks like an egg and it's great on fuel. We're more Chevy people around here, but I mean, this is pretty slick. We fit 4 guys in here for lunch for a joke. There's not a lot of room, but there's 4 seats. And it's holding all the Believe it or not, he's got 6 bundles in here. Just pack her in. You can get, like, when you go to the store and you buy your 30 or flat of eggs, these are what you get right here. So we put these in the little houses, and we'll put feed on top of that for the first day for a good start. And that's what they'll eat off. Plus, their troughs will be full. These are easy to use. So every time you think about adding something into your farm, you got to think about disposing of it. Okay, we don't want to fill the landfills. This kind of stuff, like the trays you've seen or the papers that I showed you already, biodegradable. These are very biodegradable. We can throw these in the manure, mix it up, they'll decompose to nothing, and they'll act as fertilizer. So that's really why we get to use, that's why we're using these. They're easy to use. Opposed to using plastic and you have to wash them. You get these brand new every time. Anyways, let's go put them in. Troughs. This is the way they get fed all the time. We'll just do this for extra. We made all that. We worked all year for it. Scooping each. You don't have to do all this extra stuff, but in our opinion, you can't afford not to. Let's try to get that chick up and running right away. They're here. Babies are here. Okay, I just got my fresh clothes on, heading to the barn. Hey, little ladies. What's up? Okay, let's get you in your new home.
Chickies.
All right, so I decided to keep my boys out from school today. We need a couple extra little hands. Plus, it's good for them to know how to handle these little girls. It's very important. Hey, what are we gonna do with them?
Put all the chicks in their home.
Perfect. All right, let's get at her. Okay, so feeds out. Feeds in the tray and on the piece of paper. My boys are gonna gently place them in there. Actually, I'm gonna go get them a stool. But yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we can already see them picking at the feed. That's exactly what we want. That's how they're going to get a good start. See right here, they're already starting to grab the water. And they just got in here. That is perfect. I know they're going to have a great start when they know to do that. Hey, little girls? Pretty cute, eh? Okay, very gently. Just set her in. There you go. Yep, just like that. Next. Good work. Okay, now the chicks are in. That way they get lots of light, they can see what's going to go on. I just got to go through and give them a little extra tug, just to make sure. But now the lighting's way better. You guys are pretty curious. Just like being in the Bahamas. All right, back in the change room. All the babies are in. We've washed the barn, we've disinfected it, feed's been put out. They got water. Right now, I've been walking through and I'm extremely happy with how they're starting. If you've seen that right away they started eating and drinking. That's so huge. I mean, sometimes you get them and they're not too sure what's going on. It takes them a little bit to figure out their surroundings. So it's nice to see that they're going right for that food right away, scratching it and hitting that water nipple. That's fantastic. So I know I've said this in other videos, but I'm gonna say it again just because it's so important. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen the other video, you're maybe wondering, oh, what's going on? So that there is your conventional pull-up barn, okay? So that means the birds are up off the floor in their little house, okay? So why I don't grow birds on the floor, or why we don't, because, you know, there's more than me. There's my brother, me, my mom, my 2 hired hands. Like, this is not just me doing all this stuff. There's a lot of wheels turning here and a lot of people making it happen. Anyway, so why I don't grow them off the floor? Because of diseases, that floor is cold. It's a lot more work, and in my opinion, it's not good for the bird to be down there, and it's not good for you. There's a lot of dust that gets brought up. Like, let's say they're on the floor, it's not as easy to keep sanitary and clean. That's really what's going on there. So when the food is on your table, it's starting here on the farm, and if you're buying affordable eggs, this is the system that you're buying it from. And then from this system, it's going to go to another, it's called conventional laying house system, and we'll get into that. If you feel that you should be buying organic eggs, free-run eggs, omega-3 eggs, brown eggs, or white eggs, I can answer some questions if you want and what goes on in those barns. And as I get into the barns now that harvest is done, once we make feed, we'll get into the layer barn and you'll see how we gather eggs and how they get shipped off. But I can answer those questions and my opinions on them. The reason why we are where we're at today is because when we put these systems in, like I was in grade 8 when we put, no, sorry, Owen was in grade 8, I was in grade 10 when we put that system in. So that would have been in 2008, I believe, roughly. My dates aren't that great, it's just so much is going on in my life, I can't keep track of stuff. But anyways, this system was big back then. The industry's moving in different directions because you as the consumer, and I'm not too sure where the consumer's actually at, or if anybody really has an understanding. Like, my understanding is you as a consumer think that we're doing a bad job and that, you know, we should be doing it other ways for certain reasons. And the way I'm doing I'm doing it for a lot of reasons, and I'm trying to explain those reasons so you get educated on what those reasons are. Sorry, there's a lot going on in my head right now. I'm just trying to get it all out to you. There's a lot of information that, anyways, like in the past 10 years, there's been a lot of backlash on the egg industry or any farming industry. You know, you guys are abusing your animals. Oh my God, I can't believe the conditions that we're in. I'm trying to show you that A, we're definitely not abusing our animals. 2, the conditions that my birds are in are second to none. I mean, it's cleaner than a hospital in there, the disinfectant we use. I want to use that stuff. I don't want, you know, disease to come in. And so I guess kind of going back to why we are off the floor. I don't know how long you've been watching or if you're new to the channel, but my grandfather started this. He just passed away 2 years ago, so he would have been 98 this year, okay? And before that, his dad started farming, and we had smaller chicken coops. And so we have been in this for about a century. So what I'm showing you and what I'm telling you is personal experience. That is what's going on. You don't read, like, I never read a book. This is exactly what has gone on. I mean, we used to grow them on the floor, and what happened is disease came in, and the flock is toast. Okay, you want to talk about terrible scenario and situations? I mean, that would sink you today if I lost a flock. I mean, it'd be over. I wouldn't have any money left. But doing what we have been doing gives me a great bird, a great flock, and a great egg layer. So sorry, I just see one there. Anyway, so the last flock, this is the second flock you in YouTube has seen me grow. This is the first flock I'm showing you on YouTube that is for us. The last flock I grew is for another customer. That flock went out laying 2 weeks ahead of schedule, okay? And that's because of the steps we take. We keep it simple. We're always, we're maintaining. We got to look at body weights. I mean, when you see that system, it is easy to look at each individual bird. Like I said, if they're on the floor, you just kind of lose track of it all, in my opinion and our experience. So that's what's going on there. And that's why you block a wagon. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to watch this again and redo a few bits and pieces, but I think I'm getting the main thing out there. Okay, and that's for our layer barn. So also conventional. We back in 2008. So maybe the system was put in 2006. It doesn't really matter. We're back in early 2000s. All of our systems were updated, and these were the best systems out there at the time. And I still think they're some of the best systems out there because I'm getting awesome quality on my egg grades, my chicken weights, my chicken performance. All that stuff comes into factor. Like, right now those birds down at the other farm, they're 50 weeks old. They're still laying 96%. My cracks and my downgrades just tickled 1%. That is phenomenal. If you are in the industry, you know that's phenomenal. And that has to do with the egg collection system and how we treat and house the birds. We'll get into it, and I will get into the different systems, in my opinion, of what we're going to go to in the future, because some of our systems, we're getting to the end of the life cycle of them. So I got some big decisions to make. So does my brother, but we'll get into all that. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you are going to enjoy what we're showing you in the barn. I hope I don't get a lot of backlash. We'll find out, but have a good one.